Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Focus Shed. Livesey Lovesit back. Sorry I missed you last week. Lots going on, including choir practice and things like that. So, here I am. I've had a terrible week, as you can see. 43 points. I think I tried to be clever. Wasn't clever enough. I actually did need to stream, but I still have my free hit intact. And let me take you through quickly how I've done, because we've got 25 to 30 minutes. Quickly what I've done, what I'm going to do, make my transfer very quickly, get it done, and then I'm all yours. I'll go through all the press conferences, blah blah blah, most transferred in players, etc etc, as we get close to the start. Yeah, so first off, Big Nose Monkey, Paul is streaming. Get in. Thank you very much, sir. You're doing all right. Could be yours. I tell you what, it's tight at the top of the league. We will have a look at that as well. So, very quickly, let's go and see what has been going on for Livesey Lovesit FC in game week 32. Well, pretty much, I had 2 free transfers. I took a -8. I did 4 transfers. I took out, I took out Kane, brought in Watkins. Sorry, everybody, I broke him. It was me. Brought in Watkins because I wanted Salah, I wanted Alexander-Arnold, and then I brought in Totti as well, which left me with 0.3 million, if I remember rightly. It would have been 0.4 if I'd have gone the day before on Trent to set me up for my next transfer, basically. So yeah, that was my week. Pretty terrible. Martinez 1 point, Trippier, White. Tarkowski was my hero in defence last week, 6-pointer. Totti, yeah, bad choice. Matoma obviously wasn't playing. I thought I would have done okay with 10 players, but 43 points. And then obviously I had my -8, so 35 points. What I did with the previous week, game week 31, I had a really good week. 68 points, game week rank 1.7, I average points at 55. I managed to get into the top million for the first time since the start of the season at 910k, something like that. However, that has drastically changed now. Let me just make this slightly wider, get the numbers in on the side, slightly smaller, there we go. As you can see, I'm now ranked 1.15 million. Still with a free hit to play, which I am aiming for game week 37. Okay, when there's not many people using it. Yeah, that's the plan anyway. Paves, how's it going? Nice to have you on board. Pav, fine, thank you very much. Having a good day today. Monkey, I should be studying for my exams, but I got to climb the ranks. Mate, this is way more important. And to be fair, we've got 25 minutes to go, and you can go back to studying till the footy kicks off. Excuse me. Right, so let's go and see what my plans are for this week then. Where are we at? Pick team. So here's my team as it stands. I've done nothing as yet. Stealing goal, Nottingham Forest away, happy with that. Chipper against Everton away, got to be happy with that, realistically. Hopefully Goodison Park can rise to the occasion Thursday night. We really need it. We really need that win. Sometimes it just does. It's not just about what's on paper. So I've got my fingers crossed there for Everton, but I've got to try and play the game, I suppose. White, he is probably going to be my transfer out. Alexander-Arnold I have now. Grealish, Salah, Rashford, Mitoma, Watkins, Jesus. It's been a bit of a toss-up between Jesus or Odegaard. That could still change. I just got this feeling Jesus is just going to do it against his old team. That's the sort of thing that happens in football, and I'm just thinking that might happen again, to be honest. That's all that's making me make that decision at this moment in time. Between those two players, I think City win it, being at home. As you can see, I've got my captaincy on Haaland. Going to give Rob Holding a roasting. Since he's my captain, that's the plans anyway. But yeah, let me go straight to my transfer, because I'm just going to get it done now in case the site goes down. We haven't got long. Basically, I have £0.3 million in the bank, and I am taking out Ben White, who is second highest scoring defender. He's done me proud since I brought him in. I can't remember what week I brought him in now. It was somewhere around about here-ish. Maybe after Everton, I can't remember. But yeah, he's done well for me. Really pleased. It might have even been earlier. It might have been after the World Cup. Can't remember. But yeah, he's been in the team for quite a while. And I think now with City, if we look at the fixtures, obviously he's got City this week. I can't see a clean sheet there. Then he's got Chelsea at home. I'm expecting them to win there, but maybe that's the week Chelsea turn up. Then Newcastle away, it's another tough game. I'm just not seeing too many clean sheets for Arsenal in the next couple of weeks. I think maybe getting back for the last two. Because I'll be on a free hit in 37. We shall see. But right now, I want to play. Basically, I'm bringing in Luke Shaw. Let's not mess about. He's back. He's playing. I know he's playing as a centre-back position. But I think they've got much more opportunity for a clean sheet. And he's on the double next week as well. So I'm starting to get ready for that because I won't be free hitting next week either. So I'm going to do that now. I've made my mind up. No one's going to change it. Anyone change it in the comments? Let's have a look. Big nose man. I transferred out Kepa and Zinchenko and got in Everson and Trent. Planning to get De Gea next week. Okay, good stuff, mate. Carter Dixon. Hey Paul, how are you doing? Missed your last deadline. Sorry, mate. It was choir practice for my good lady wife. She goes on a Friday night. I did allude to that earlier in the week. I might not be able to. And then I just couldn't do it in the day. Thoughts on the 0-0 draw versus Palace? Actually, seeing as they'd won the last 3 games, I suppose we'll only know come the season end, was it a good point or not. It's better than a loss. Good to see Dom back. We've got a home game next. I am worried for us though. Leeds Leicester's a massive game tonight. Leeds Leicester, see what happens there. Gally bro, is Isak an essential now? I wouldn't say he's essential. Certainly not essential. He's doing well though. I had him. Transferred him out for Jesus, who's done well as well. I don't think he's essential, mate. To be honest, there's not many that are. Haaland is essential. Pretty much it, I think, at this moment in time. For this game week, anyway. And that's not even essential for this game. Yeah, I think he is because he's most people's captain, isn't he? But for me, there's not many that are essential. There's always other ways to do things, Garley. Thanks for joining in the stream there, sir. Right, let's make transfer. No, I'm not playing for it here. Confirm transfer. Gone. Pick team. There we go. Luke Shaw playing Tottenham away. Alexander Arnold, Trippier. So I'm happy with this team now. Hopefully everybody else did their free hit last week, is looking at their team this week going, oh my God, my team's a right mess. I didn't realise how bad it was. That's my hope anyway. Whereas I think a lot of people brought Salah and Trent in last week on their free hit, whereas I have them in my team now, ready for the double next week. Let me show you FPL Team, what it means for my team looking like next week. Let's just make that slightly smaller so we can get the subs in there as well. There we go. So that's this week. If we go and have a look at next week, what it means for game week 34, and I've saved a draft here because I've taken basically planning to take a -4 next week depending on injury news, to bring Fernandes and Ferguson in for a couple of reasons. Obviously, Brighton have got a double. I've got to see if they're back playing this game week first. So it's only like plans at the moment if everything's fit. But then that gives me 10 doublers and Trippier at home against Southampton. Watkins as first sub. Basically, what I'm trying to do now is because I bolstered my squad last week, not to have to take the free hit, is I'm now looking to take the money out of my bench and get it back into my squad, so my sort of main team, if you like, without a double game week would be this. So Ferguson, Tarkowski and Totti on the bench, Martinez and Steele battling out between them, but then it's minimalistic. Ferguson's at 4.6. He's there ready for the double in game week 36. 37, like I say, I've got a free hit, so he's not an essential. I don't need to go Brighton for game week 37 double. certainly not Ferguson anyway. I can do other things. I can basically target the prime players. I don't have to worry about building a team for 37 and then I'm stuck with them for the final game week. That's my plan. Hopefully it works out. Losing 200,000 places last week. I was hoping to stay there or thereabouts. That hurt a little bit, I've got to be honest. But if it pays off in 37, I'll be very, very happy. So yeah, that's the plan moving forward. I mean, even at this moment in time, when I look at game week 37, I've got quite a lot of doublers. If I swap that Watkins there for Ferguson, then I'm only 1, 2, 3 players that aren't doubling that week. But what I can do is I can target those, like, you know, I can move people out who are injured. Don't have to have Ferguson, for example. I can sell Watkins. I can bring in another. Yeah, we'll worry about that closer to the time. Anyway, let's have a look. Carter, your big wild card decision is Estupinian and Everson or Shaw and Steele. I still have my bench boost to play next week. Shaw and Steele for me. Leicester, terrible defence. Brighton, much better. Yeah, for me, Shaw and Steele would be my choice there, Carter. Let me know what you choose, though. Got no Salah, big nose monkey. Unlucky, mate. That's what you get for free in last week. I'm doing well. Ooga booga, how you doing, sir? Hey, mate, good luck this week. Same to you. Forgot to update my team last week and took a huge red, falling from 400 to 600k. Oh, gutted for you. Gutted for you. Bought in Trent and Grealish this week. Have a great week, mate. You too. You too. Good players there. Trent looking hot in the midfield. Probably my biggest regret is I didn't bring Trent in on the wild card sort of that I played in 3 game weeks ago when I was talking about it for Reece James. I ended up on double Chelsea defence. Would have only been a -4 hit last week as well. So there we go. You win some, you lose some, don't you? Currently benching Grealish over Saka, Rashford, March and Mitoma, but not sure if I should keep it this way. It's a tough one, isn't it, mate? Let's go back to game week. Where are we? Game week 33. If it were me, I mind you, they're playing Forest. I'd be benching March, mate. Just after that penalty miss, is his head in the right place? I mean, he could go out on the other side of the coin. He could go out wanting to bury that. Do you know what I mean? In terms of get rid of that horrible feeling by banging one in the back of the net. But I think if it was me, I would be benching March and I'd be playing Grealish. It'll be him that's putting it on Haaland's head this week, I think. Just my thoughts. Don't blame me if it's wrong. Uga Booga, should I play Kane this week? And what about starting Martinelli? Yeah, instead of who? What are your other options, Uga Booga? Kane's one of those. He just keeps delivering, doesn't he? Even last week when they got beat 6-1. But as you can see, I've sold him. Doesn't mean it's right, but I've sold him for these last few games. I mean, they've just got rid of Stellini, haven't they? So, yeah, I mean, Ryan Mason's in charge there now. It's like everyone wants to have a go at running Spurs until the end of the season. And it seems as though Poch is off to Chelsea. Didn't see that coming. Start Grealish or Botman? For me, Pie Face's dad. Great name, by the way. Great name. For me, it's start Grealish. Always the attacker over the defender. Might be wrong, but Newcastle have got Everton away. Big Dom is desperate to score, mate. Big Dom, and I want him to. Evertonian, just in case you don't know, so biased. Uga, thanks, mate. Good luck to you. Do I start Saka or Maddison? Saka. Oh, against City. City always concede. If you look at City's, I'll go back to this one. If you look at City's history, When was the last time he had a clean sheet? I do that one 26-27, but 2 in a row there. But before that, they've not had many clean sheets. They do seem to find a way of conceding. And arguably, they're up against one of the best attacks in the league at this moment in time. Who, let's be honest, have to go for it. I mean, a point probably suits Arsenal better than it suits City, let's be honest. But there's no way Arteta's going there and shutting up shop. I think he goes for it. I honestly think he goes for it. And I'm seeing goals, goals, goals. Now I feel stupid having Odegaard on the bench. Maybe it will change. What we got? We've got 13 minutes. More goals for City is what I'm predicting. Have you seen that De Zerbi is planning to start Buonanotte? I haven't, mate, no. I wouldn't be bringing somebody in instead of who? I don't even know who Buonanotte is, to be honest with you, mate. That's the Sony look. If that was his name, he looked quite good the other night. Bright future for Brighton. Carter, I agree with your shout on Sean Steele. Yep, gives one extra fixture. I can see DCL scoring against Newcastle. Me too. We cannot overstate the importance of having Decore back. No, he's been a big miss, hasn't he? For somebody who couldn't even get in the team and was banished to the reserves, he has been a revelation under Sean Dyche. Maybe it replaces March or Matoma. Possibly. Maybe March needs. I don't see Matoma being rested. For me, he is their number one. Obviously, why he's in my team, speaks for itself. Yeah. I wouldn't. March or Grealish, for me, it's Grealish. Oscar Willis, hi Oscar, how you doing, sir? Maddison or Saka? For me, it's Saka over Maddison. It looks like he's fit and he's back in, but playing for Dean Smith. Relegation battle up against Leeds away, though, who have been shocking. Maybe this is the game. Saka hauled last week, so maybe he won't this week. Could be a flip of a coin, mate. I think the brave man goes for Maddison. Yeah, the safer bet is Saka, basically. Look at the Brighton press conference. Go on then, let's have a quick look at the press conference. Notes, because we haven't looked at that. Some transfers, some points prediction. Let me just check my team is set in case it's... So Haaland captaincy, Salah vice, nothing to save. Team is set, ready to go. Let's go and have a look at the press conference summary on Premier Fantasy Tools. See what's been going on very quickly. We haven't got long, have we? And again, had to wait for my wife to come home from work, which is why I'm a little bit... I wanted to come on earlier, obviously. Gameweeks 33. Arsenal, Brighton. There's no comments there. Sometimes there is. No comments on there on this one. I haven't really got time to go look at it. I'll trust what you're saying. Buonanotte will play in striker as well. Beckham, Ferguson are slightly injured. Is Ferguson not close to being back? Evan Ferguson ruled out. Foot. He is close to being back though, isn't he? Let's have a look at the injury website. Premier League injuries. Where have you gone? English Premier League. Here we go. Let's have a look, see what it says. Brighton. April the 15th. Ferguson and Veltman can't play for a minimum of a couple of weeks. Potential return 26th. That's tomorrow. Late fitness test. So I'm hoping he's going to be back for the double. And I'll bring him in, basically. And he's signed a long-term contract. I saw that earlier today with Brighton. So that's, yeah, well, let's go and see what's been going on with the transfers. Comment, can we compare Grealish and March? We sure can, sir. Thanks for asking. I've got a new screen here, by the way, to my left. 43-inch screen, which is very nice. It's a telly. It's a 10-year-old telly. Ain't like the nuts of computer screens. My dad's old telly. It's a Sony, though. Yeah, so it's pretty good. Player comparisons. So, I've got a little bit more room to do things with. Let's make this a bit smaller. It seems like it's massive, to be honest. Grealish, March. Sorry, March. So let's have a look and see where's the fixtures, players, teams, attacking. So per 90 minutes. Fixture filters. Let's go. That's 10 game weeks. That'll do. I can see the numbers there. 22 to 32. Let's have a look. So Grealish on the left, March on the right. In terms of points, it's Grealish per 90 minutes, 6.39 points compared to 4.9, so 5 compared to 6. Goals, 3 goals, 2 goals, 5 assists to 3 assists. It's Grealish every day of the week here. You've got to take the fixture, this is obviously form, you've got to take the fixture into account. They are playing Arsenal. March has created 5 big chances though. Brighton don't have a Haaland up front though, do they? Shots in the box, more from March. Shots on target, more from March. Touches in the box, more from Grealish. Crosses, look at that, 68 crosses compared to 17, that's crazy. More big chances created by March. Expected assists, 5.5. So basically, looking at the heat map, they just do their same stuff, but from the other side with Grealish taking up this little central role here a little bit more. I think that's on corners, isn't it? Well, unless he's taking them, of course. But yeah, he does seem to like this bit in the middle here a little bit more, cutting inside more so than March. Probably explains the crosses. He's going towards goal a bit more. And there's the fixtures. March got Forest, then he's got Man United, Wolves, home fixtures compared to Grealish's West Ham and Fulham. The doubles later on, they do have the extra double in 36, but to be honest, it's against Newcastle and Arsenal, both away from home. I don't think that's the best fixtures. And then the next one's Man City at home, and then they've got Southampton at home, so probably a little bit more like it with Southampton at home, but I don't think that's the best set of fixtures. I think Grealish has better fixtures, personally. Let me know what you do, sir. Well, we've got 4 minutes till kick-off, till deadline has closed. Edward or Enciso? Vicky, oh God, neither? Sorry. Probably shouldn't say that, should I? Edward or Enciso? No, I'm not personally considering that. Big Nose Muggy, you can play piano too. Oh, I know a few chords, mate. You know what I mean? I know a few chords. Play a tune or two. If I can play it on the guitar, in terms of if I'm not finger picking, if I can play it with chords on the guitar, generally I can get a tune out of a piano or keyboard as well. I'm not musically trained or anything like that. I just love music. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it. Let's have a look for Vicky. Edward or Enciso. I like the look of this Enciso, I've got to be honest. Just not sure how much he plays. So per 90 minutes, in the last 10 game weeks, 21 points, 2 points, 14 points per 90 minutes tonight, because they've not played many per start or per appearance. How many minutes is that played? 2 goals, for Enciso Brighton. Per appearance, 3 points. Go back to per 90 minutes. How many minutes has he played? Does it not say how many minutes? Let me widen it slightly. No. Can't see anything there. Maybe Edouard. He's a bit closer to goal, a little bit more. What's the fixtures looking like? Forest. Arsenal at home. Hey? How can we have Arsenal at home? Let's refresh that. Can't have Arsenal at home, can we? Anyway, what are we on? For me, Enciso out of those two. Carter's story for after the deadline. How did you and your wife meet? Lol. Okay. It's not long to go. I shall share. There is a story, and it's a good one. Thanks for asking, Carter. Big Nose Monkey, do you think Everton will score this week? Absolutely. Absolutely. We're at home. We need to. Yeah. Hello, brother. Hello, Harry Travo, my brother. How you doing? Good luck for the game. And for you. Let's just show you the league, actually. We didn't get a chance to have a look at that, did we? Because Ranil is at the top of the league, but there's been some changes. We got, look, live FPL, you get the live overall rank. Ranil is now at 17k, which is phenomenal. Well done, sir. One too many hits at 24. Nihal in second, 24k. Still only 9 points in it. This league is not sewn up by any stretch of the imagination. No Mane, easy. Haaland, his son of a Mitrovic, is in third. Climbed up to third this week. I've over around 36k. James P, thank you for your message. If you're watching this at any point, last week, his bench was that yet to use the bench boost. Is that? There's some new information on here, but doing well as well. Up in the top 50k, that's the one. Then we've got Al, my good friend Al, 60k. Harry Travo just joined us at 78k. Watch out, he's coming for you. I know, Ranil, he's coming. He's coming. The man's got it. Mashed potato, Mark Williams. Great week. Evan, Big Matt, and then fake it till you make it. Toby Tilley, I have taken the league code down from underneath here. I won't be inviting anybody else. However, there is no way to switch off people joining the league. So hopefully there is no. I don't want anybody else to join now. 64 teams in the league. I just think it's a bit off for people to join and yeah, win the league last minute. Let's see. That's my team. If you haven't seen it, if you've just joined for this game week, still got my free hit intact for game week 37. Let's see if the deadline is up. The deadline is up. We are in game week 33. Has begun. Football for the next 3 nights. Yes. Yes. And I tell you what, I am really looking forward. I'm really looking forward to the Man City Arsenal game. I really am. I think it's going to be a great game. Not as much, well, maybe just as much as I'm looking forward to the Manchester Derby FA Cup final. It's like the FA Cup is going to be. It takes me back to the 80s when Everton and Liverpool were playing finals against each other. So I'm really looking forward to that. Absolutely not guaranteed for City at all. Once they get to Wembley, that's going to be. I've not looked forward to an FA Cup final as much as I am looking forward to this one. Let's have it that way. Right. We have story for the deadline. Carter, how did you and your wife meet? Well, those of you who are regular to the stream know in a previous career, this isn't a career, obviously, this is a hobby. In my previous career as a pub landlord, restaurant manager, basically I was running a place called The Yacht Inn, 5 miles from here, just outside Chester, in Cheshire, on the main road there. And basically she kept coming to the pub that I used to run. I've been there for 1 year. I threw a party for a 1-year anniversary. Bear in mind this was 2005, so we're talking 18 years ago now. I threw a 1-year anniversary for taking over the pub because I loved it, and we used to have karaoke parties, lock-ins till sort of 2, 3 in the morning. Of course, we didn't sell any more beer. And we'd party all night, and basically I invited her to come because she kept coming to the pub. And on that night of my 1-year celebration, basically got a little bit drunk, and yeah, the flirting went one step further, shall we say. And yeah, 18 years later, here we are. So yeah, she just wouldn't leave me alone. If she's watching, she'll kill me. She won't be watching. I'll find out when I get in, put it that way. Also come bursting through the door in a minute to say, what are you on about? Anybody else got any other questions? Feel free to ask now. Feel free to. What is the link to this league? Carter, you've been with me a couple of weeks, so I'm going to give it to you. It's PDVLBM. You can join, sir. What else? You went with March, looking forward. Okay, mate. You've gone with March. So you benched Grealish, is that right? Benched Grealish. That's my, I don't know if it shows, that's my team this week. Still shows it on FPL Team, that's good. Some of the sites don't show it, so that's what I went with for this game week. And looking forward, that's my plan for next week, to take a -4 at this minute in time, save my free hit, and bring in Fernandes and Ferguson, and basically I'll have no Arsenal, so it's a little bit way, but basically putting the money back into my team and taking it off the bench. That's the plan. We shall see though. Anything can happen between now and next week, other injuries, etc, etc. But that is the initial. There's my bus team done with the transfers in place. Yeah, so happy with that. Beautiful story. Thank you very much, Mr. Monkey Man. A long time ago. Just so you know, those of you who know, I'm in a good place today. Some of you probably know I've been struggling a bit with some depression, etc. I started my counselling, which is going really good. Really pleased with it, and yeah, I'm excited moving forward. A couple of things I want to try out, a couple of things I want to do. So yeah, happy days. Recommend it to anyone who's struggling. Always feel free to DM me if that's the sort of situation you're in. Like to be a helper. Right, boys, girls, it's game week time. Play us a tune. Play a tune. What on, mate? Oh my gosh. Tell you what. Let me get this. That keyboard you can see down there, that's a MIDI. That just plugs straight into the computer. I don't even know if my guitar's in tune. Go on then. Is it in tune? I've got a plectrum in my pocket. The old Johnny pocket. Yes! I don't use one very often, but it always is a bit nicer. Go on, can you hear that all right? Can you hear that okay? Does that sound okay? Right, here's a tune. I'm not going to sing though. I'm not going to sing. Maybe I will. Oh, tell you what, this is a capo song. Tell you what I should do. For a second, I'm going to play a tune. I should silence the music a little bit, shouldn't I? You can hear it, right? Let me silence the music. Can't believe you've got me doing this. This is your FPL song, mate. Let's have a look. MP3. Let me pause the music for a second. Oh, there we go. Right, let's get this capo on. Do you want a happy tune? No, I'm going with this one. Right, this is a tune I wrote. This is the only tune I've ever written. This is about a story, which is a story. I can't remember the words because I wrote it a couple of years ago. But it's about a girl who's abandoned in war, and somebody's dad. Basically, her dad gets killed, but she finds a way to her mate's dad. Her dad's best mate who takes her in and looks after her. can't remember the words. Bedraggled and shattered, and clothes all in tatters. No, I can't remember the words to it. Bedraggled and shattered. No concerts coming up, sir. So that's what I've got loads of tunes. Why not? One about me little girl. I know the words to this. This is one I wrote about my eldest Sheila 7 years ago. Little fingers and 10 little toes, little chubby cheeks and a tiny button nose. Arriving 6 weeks early, she couldn't wait to start. She came into this world, she stole my heart. Sheila, my Sheila, my little Sheila. Sheila, Sheila, she's Sheila Poppy Rose. Sheila, Sheila, my little Sheila. Sheila, my Sheila, she knows I love her so. There we go, mate. Right, I'm done with the guitar. PDVLBM. PDVLBM. So yeah, that's just something. Maybe I'll get the keyboard out next time. Let me just check that code for you, Carter. Don't be telling anyone else, like, yeah, because I've closed it now. Oh, it won't show it here. The game is updating. That's annoying, isn't it? Yeah, if literally, let me just have a look here. If I go back to, let me have a look for you here. My channel, previous stream. Because it's just in the description for all the old streams, to be honest with you. Oh, let's put my music back on. Woo! Great song. Cheers, Carter. The code is, yeah, PDVLBM. Papa Delta Victor Lima Bravo Mike. Yes. Right. Boys, girls, and everything else in between. Everyone else in between. Not everything. Everyone else in between. It's been a pleasure. Have a great game week. Hope the mighty Everton smash Newcastle. And I got it wrong by putting Trippier in my team instead of Tarkowski. And you all have a great game week. I will see you some point soon. Lots of love. See you later.